right top on it, yeah.
Yo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear the music?
I think I'll get some more. I thought I'm going to get some church change tomorrow.
What?
I thought I'm going to get some church change for work tomorrow.
Well, you're not at midnight. You're not at midnight.
Hello guys, my name is Solomon Smith. I am the founder of Brixton Soup Kitchen. We basically, at Brixton Soup Kitchen, provide hot meals, hot drinks to the homeless, the less fortunate, the needy, the lonely. So we cater for quite a lot of people. Mainly started it because I just felt that there was a need in and around Brixton, and even though I know there was quite a lot of different homeless organisations, I just didn't feel that a lot of them was catering for the urban areas. So I just felt that, I had to do something about it. How's it sounding? Oh, it's there. Oh, wait there. Okay, Tracy. Basically, what inspired me to do it was me knowing that I'm quite lucky in myself. Even though I come from Brixton, I come from living in a council house, I just felt that sometimes when we have things like that, we always strive for more, and we always tend to forget about people what don't have. So we forget about, people who are struggling. We always forget that when we're going through what we're going through, we're always there's always people going through harder what we're going through, and it's kind of like, it's very humbling. From when I decided to do a soup kitchen, it humbles me as a person and as a founder to know that, even though I might be living in a council house and I might not have a big car, and I have something in it. I've got a roof over my head. I can get food. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people can do that. We've been running for 5 years. So this month marks 5 years. So we literally started January the 1st, 2013. Yes, January the 1st, 2013. So yeah, we've actually been running for 4 or 5 years. The biggest risk, and I would say the biggest risk for me is, I wouldn't say, a lot of people say, oh, you wasted 5 years. It's not wasted. It's not a waste of 5 years. For me, I've learned a lot doing this. Despite, we don't get no government funding. We strongly rely on donations. However, the biggest risk for me is losing employment. Through doing this, I get quite a lot of people headhunting me for work. So my background is youth work, and my dream is to kind of run my own youth centre. And I've been all over around the world. People's been offering me jobs all around the world. So even working in Miami, doing some work in New York, working with young people, and I've declined because I really want to do the soup kitchen. So the risk is just losing quite a lot of things that you actually want to do because of what you're actually passionate, and plus having no money. So I'm forced to sign on. So I have to sign on every Tuesday, to make, wouldn't even say ends meet, just to pay my rent. You know what I mean? But because you're passionate about something, you would have to do everything what you have to do. We work with, so I've got a staff team, all volunteers. So firstly, we've got our chef, we've got our centre manager, we have workers doing counselling, mentoring, gardening, CVs, cover letters, benefits, housing. So we're quite lucky to get quite a lot of stuff. But again, it's not all because it's all voluntary. Sometimes they might not be able to come in and things like that. So sometimes we have to kind of go without. Growing up in a hood environment, yes, I grew up in Summer Leighton in Brixton, so that's one of the big gang rival areas. But I would say not really to have stuff worried about. It's more about people not having your back in your own community. So the stigma, especially from black families, they might be going, this boy might be thieving from the charity, and those little stories what people can just make up because they see a little black man doing something good. He has to be doing some type of wheeling and dealing. So I reckon that's just the only I would say the only worry of kind of growing up from the hood per se. Who would your favourite celebrity to work with? We've worked with quite. I would say personally, the best celebrity we've worked with will be P Diddy. Despite them not giving us no money, P Diddy, because he's been very welcoming, and I would say Joanna Lumley. So Joanna Lumley, she's actually she was from AbFab, and while she was filming the film AbFab, she actually donated us some money to buy a van. And for me, it's a guy from Brixton set up a charity, having these big organisations and big celebrities, support you is amazing. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say Joanna Lumley. We don't get no funding. No, so we strictly rely on donations of the public. And again, so on Thursdays we have corporate days. So we might have maybe MTV, we might have Bentley, we might have BMW. And even though these are big organizations, they don't give. So their way of giving is saying, well, we've given you £20,000 worth of stuff. So I said, okay, if you're going to give me £25 worth of stuff, I'm going to get them onto the streets and do some fundraising. And that's literally how we make money. So sometimes they might raise £300 in a day, £400 in a day, and everything raised goes straight back to the soup kitchen. So I can't per se take money for my wage, you know what I mean? So I have to sign on. Yeah, so we was the South London base for the Grenfell Tower. So it was very shocking as well, because we just saw on the news that Sadiq Khan just said, yes guys, and if you guys need any support or you got any donations, bring it down to the Brixton Soup Kitchen. I was thinking, I'm having a conversation with you. However, this is our work and this is what we love to do. So we was strictly bombarded with a lot of donations. So we was the main, and we're still supporting a lot of the families now as well with a lot of donations and things like that as well. I would say again, the worst experience doing the soup kitchen is just not putting in your 100%. Like putting in 100% of what you really enjoy, and have people not support you and support your charity. Now, you've got to understand, Brixton Soup Kitchen is a very small charity. However, they make it look like, you know, we're big. And for us is that, you know, we rely, again, from the people. So it's hard when people say, oh, we're doing this for charity. We've raised this much for charity, and we're like, you know, why didn't you think of your small charities first? So the hard and worst experience we've had is getting people want to raise big amount of money for big charities, but then when they're thinking about the small charities, and I'm not just saying Brixton Soup Kitchen, I'm saying small charities in your local area. It don't have to be Brixton Soup Kitchen, but I'm just trying to say the big charities have millions coming in daily. The smaller charities in your local area don't. So a lot of people need to start supporting their local charities. Where we're looking to get funding is basically, because we're now established, well known, we're now working with a couple marketing organizations to build us like a media pack. So we're at the process of doing that right now, so I can, because what I want to start doing is kind of going around to different organizations, especially the organizations that volunteer with us, all the big names I've mentioned, and go there and say, you know, could you guys pay for a staff? You know, could you donate to one staff? So it's just about building such a lovely media pack, let them know everything what we've done. You know, we've done work all around the world. So we've literally, I don't know if you guys know, we've literally got a soup kitchen as we speak in Jamaica. It's called Jamaican Soup Kitchen, you know, same logo, and we support them, you know. So they go out, they do a lot of outreach, you know, and giving out food and things like that. So our minds is not just stuck. Our mind is knowing there's a problem everywhere, and it's about what you know, like, what can we do to kind of, you know, deal with this. Sorry guys, I'm just reading through. I would say again, one things I would like to change. The one things I would like to change is people's mindset when it comes to charities. You know, we want people to, in your local area, is to support a local charity. You know, a lot of people tend to say, yes, I give £15 a month to cancer research. Again, I'm not backbiting no charities, but I've never seen a research. You know, I would really like to see the research. I would like to go in and see how they research, you know. And the reason why at the soup kitchen, we want people who donate to us to come in, see what we do. See how much service users we get in, because this is your money. Remember, this is public money, you know, and we want it to be very transparent. That once you donate to the soup kitchen, where's your funding going to, you know? So, again, I'm not backbiting no other charities, but you know, we're not a charity that just runs for Christmas. We run all year round. The biggest thing I've learned, again, by doing this is if you don't have passion for something, something would not continue. You know, definitely doing this has definitely been run surely of passion. And what things people should be careful for is just having people who don't have your best interests at heart, because people that don't have your best interests at heart will give you different advice. You got to remember, for me, I've never run a charity before, so I've had to go on advice from people to know, you know, about trustees and funding and things like that, you know. So you definitely have to watch out for people who don't really have your best interests at heart. Yeah, because you see, like, this is from Stephen. You see, like, the big charities, yeah? The big charities. What people... Sorry, guys. You see the big charities, yeah? Because their marketing strategy is so good and they've got so much money, yeah? They get so much money coming in, so then they could spend most of their money on marketing, because marketing attracts more people to donate. So for small charities like the Soup Kitchen, what don't have not even a percentage of their money for marketing, I've got to do everything myself. So even if it's through Facebook, social media, if I go on the news, I tell them about Soup Kitchen. When I go to a birthday, I talk about Soup Kitchen. It's like everywhere I go is about Brixton Soup Kitchen, and that's my marketing, you know. So again, it's strictly about supporting your local charity, please. I get the feeling I'm very passionate. From David, I'm very passionate. And if I was given £1 million, I'm very tight, because I would never know when the next million will come in. So my first thing is I would firstly have to pay for staff to kind of make more millions. So even if that is going to be like a fundraiser, so a fundraiser who can continue doing fundraising, you know, doing someone who could be at the center, like a center manager, be a chef. You know, the main thing at the Soup Kitchen is about training. So getting a training coordinator, you know, someone who could do CVs, cover letters, ESOL classes. You know, our main thing is about what could we do for them not to come back to the Soup Kitchen. You know, so if I had £1 million, that is what it will be. And I would try to see how long that $1 million could last for. If that could be like a 10-year program. Sorry guys, I'm just literally reading them through. What is your favourite thing to do outside of the Soup Kitchen? My thing, what I like to do outside of the Soup Kitchen, I get cussed a lot, because I tend, as you can see guys, it is Sunday and it is outside of the Soup Kitchen. And what am I doing, guys? Soup Kitchen. So I get cussed all of the time because I cannot stop working. I say to people, this is not a job I applied for. This is a job I created. So it's like when you create something, it is very hard to attach your way from it. You know, oh, it's Friday, guys. Yes, work stops. For me, my work never stops. It's always. So what you said about what I do outside of Soup Kitchen, I do Soup Kitchen, because we've got emails to catch up on, we've got letters to catch up on, we've got thank you so when I get donations coming in, I like to send out a thank you note. You know, so I've got that to do on the weekends. As you guys can see, I've got my kids who's sleeping in the back of the car. So I've got my kids, as I have them on weekends as well. And yes, guys, everything we do is Brixton Soup Kitchen. What other ways can people then give them money? We've got a donation page. If you check below on the comments on this actual page, there's a donation page where you can kind of send donations to. So please copy and paste and send it to everyone. I would say the different organizations you guys could, you know, put a bit of pressure on It's just a lot of the corporate, like the companies I hit up is companies I spend my money on, you know, and what a lot of the people in the community spend their money on. So even if it's like the Coca-Colas and things like that and the McDonald's, I say, what could you guys do for the soup kitchen? What could you do for the soup kitchen? You guys take millions from broke people. What could you do to support broke people? You know, so I'll say, guys, any organizations, please hit them up. I would say the Brixton community is supportive, but we're now at the stage where, you know, we're very thankful for collecting a lot of donations, but the donations they give us, they might, you know, give us a lot of food and they might give us a lot of perishable goods. But again, it's like sometimes it is a bit overwhelming us getting too much stuff, because then we just have a room upstairs just full of goods, you know. So we always say to people, if they can if they can donate money, you know, so once we run out, we can obviously buy more stuff. The trick to keep on going is to just keep on going, you know, just having belief. You know, I'm very, I didn't know I was doing this, so a lot of people's been telling me I have like a vision board. So a vision board in my head, and I've always said, you know, this is what I wanted to start. Before I even knew I was going to even start it, I just knew in my vision board this is something I wanted to start. And, you know, it was just so funny to me that once I started the soup kitchen, you know, everything kind of come into place, you know. It's just been so amazing, you know. But I'm saying to people, you know, we're a small organisation, and imagine what we can do with a bit of funding. You know, imagine what we can do if someone believed in us and just said, you know, I'm sitting on some inheritance, let me donate to the soup kitchen because they're going to make you change. You know, sometimes a lot of things is all to do with making change. And if I can't make the change, let me support someone who can make the change. My heritage is my parents are from England and Jamaica. So my dad's from Jamaica. Yeah, I would say the biggest will be like, you know, like financially. The biggest challenge is getting volunteers, to keep volunteers, because volunteers, you know, they're volunteering, so they might not stay forever. And we've always got to stay on top of things. You know, we've also got to always send out emails. We've got to always send out texts, tweets, say, guys are looking for volunteers. Could you come in? Could you come in? And sometimes, you know, for us as well, you know, there's emails where we can't catch up on. You know, there's a lot of people sending us emails, and, you know, we get cussed all the time, and they're like, "Well, I sent you an email," but people don't understand. We don't have that big team. What people think that, you know, we've got people just dealing with our emails. Like, you know, we're bombarded with emails, and once I can try to get back, you know, I try my very best to get back, but guys, it is just so hard, you know, working with such a small team. I would say my most favorite place is being awarded my masters. You know, so for me, I'm dyslexic. I left Kingsdale. That was my secondary school with no GCSEs. To have gone to university, been awarded my degree, and then started the soup kitchen straight away, and then earlier last year I was awarded my masters. You know, that's been one of the biggest things that's ever happened to me. Even with the achievements, winning my masters was one of the biggest things that's ever happened to me. You know, going around the world, doing, you know, homeless runs all around the world, set up a soup kitchen in Jamaica, we set up an organisation in Miami, and this is just strictly just off of no funding, you know. And I always say to people, you know, there's a lot of people that want to change the world, but, you know, I'm also one of them, but I want to change the world with some backing, you know. Once we want someone who can see the dream and the passion, they can say, do you know what, I really want to support this person. Yeah, so even you see the current climate, yeah, I don't really know much about it. However, it makes a dramatic effect in the soup kitchen. The dramatic effect is that even when there's like cuts, the amount of families that come into the soup kitchen with their kids, you know, they have to use our food bank, you know, they have to use our clothes bank. You know, they have to, you know, get hot meals. And it's so amazing that, you know, it's so amazing how the government can make so many cuts. And again, the smaller charities are left with the burden, you know. I got my master's in applied social science and youth and community. Unfortunately, I don't speak any other languages. That's something I really, really wish I want to do. I now know I can't survive without any funding. You know, it's now gone to the point where, again, we've lost a lot of staff because they need to work, you know. I can't keep on going to the job centre. You know, I literally go to job centre and sign on. And it's just so crazy because it's like, you know, my passion is the soup kitchen and I don't want to close the doors, you know, but I would rather have the backing where where people can kind of see what I'm doing and would want to support, you know. I've come close 5 times to close the soup kitchen and just go and get a full-time job. You know, as you guys can see, I've got a family. It's very hard for me to it's very hard for me to do what I enjoy and not survive. You know, so it's very, very hard for me. I would say the best motivational speech I could say is, you know, 2 things. You know, don't be afraid to ask for help, because, you know, I believe there's a lot of people that suffer in silence, you know, and what I don't want is for our own friends and our family to be suffering in silence and we will know none the wiser. You know, I always say to people, give me my flowers when I can smell it, and not when I'm gone. You know, we tend to care about our friends and our family once they've passed on. And I think I'm trying to change people's mindset again to don't be like, oh my God, he was such a good guy. I'm trying to say, do that when they're here. You know, say that when they're here. Don't say that when they've gone. You know what I mean? You know, I've never really understood when people's putting them on a t-shirt. I'm saying, put me on a t-shirt now. You know what I mean? Yes, guys, firstly, thank you very, very, very much for having me. And guys, please support us, man. Please follow us on all social medias, Brixton Soup Kitchen. We're on Instagram, Brixton Soup Kitchen, Twitter and Snapchat, Brix Soup Kitchen. And you can email us as well at info@brixtonsoupkitchen.co.uk. And yeah, just please, man, just let us know when you guys can come down to see what we do. Again, we want you to touch, feel, smell Brixton Soup Kitchen, and make us your chosen charity for 2018. We take clothes donations, money donations, and even food donations. And we always say as well, if you guys are going shopping, buy a shopping bag for the soup kitchen. Thank you guys very, very, very much.